This will be good. I'm trying to get a song out of my head right now. Hello, hello, hello. This is Shawna for the Iron Shawna project. We're cooking well using only ingredients on hand. And today I want to use up all the rest of my garlic. I think I mentioned a few episodes ago that I have a lot of garlic, and I still do. And instead of using it all up in a particular dish now, I thought what I might do is try to make it into garlic powder. I don't know if any of you out there has tried it before. If you do it a different way than I'm about to do it, then let me know. Yum. All that garlic, I'd be ashamed to waste it. Okay, first step is to peel the garlic cloves. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. It always looks a little less than what you usually anticipate, but it's still a lot. And as you can maybe see from here, some of them are a bit soft and a little less than fresh, so this is the perfect time to make it into a powder. Next, we're going to slice them thin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my hand up here on top to keep my fingers from being sliced, and I'm just going to go right through these. And right now I'm just aiming for the big pieces to make them small enough. You want to make sure that they get cooked thoroughly or dehydrated thoroughly. If you have a dehydrator, that's great too. You can see pieces like this are a little bit too big. What you want are like those. I've got the garlic all spread out on my cookie sheet as thinly as possible. I just heard the beep on the oven. It only goes down to 170 instead of 150. If that's the case with your oven, go with the lowest setting, whatever you can do. Fahrenheit, of course, if you're watching this in a zone that doesn't use the Fahrenheit system. So here we go. So the deal is that you leave the garlic in the oven until it's dry and crumbly. Basically, when you can crush it in your hand and it crumbles easily, that's when you know it's done. So your mileage may vary, your timing may vary, your temperature may vary. It's all an experiment. Once you are able to crumble it in your hand, then you just, and be careful with it. You don't want to burn yourself, by the way. Let the garlic cool. If you do choose to go the mortar and pestle route when you are grinding your cooled, dried garlic, look at your pestle. I don't know if a lot of families have more than one. This household happens to have more than one. I bought this pretty one. It is a little glossy on the inside, so a lot of times when I'm trying to crush spices or whatnot, it doesn't have a lot of traction on it. It doesn't, the mortar and pestle doesn't grab at the spice and tear it apart as well. So what you might want is something more like this. This has kind of more of a matte finish to it. I know I'm using photography terms here, but it's less glossy, it has more traction, it will grab and be more effective. So, and otherwise you just throw it into a spice grinder or a blender or anything that's going to grind it finally into a powder. So the thing I like about this process is that these garlic heads came from a local organic farm, and instead of going to the store and buying, you know, anywhere from $3 or $4 to, you know, $20 in a little container, I can use up what I have when it's no longer as fresh, you know, when it starts getting a little soft and maybe slightly discolored to the point where you're no longer cooking with fresh garlic. Making it into a powder is a great, cheap, easy way to extend the life of the garlic, and you don't have to buy garlic powder. And you can even make it into a salt. You just mix it in with a little salt, and it's a slightly different flavoring. Personally, I like to stay away from the salt just to make sure that my sodium intake is a little lower, but your results may vary. If you have low blood pressure, for example, you may want more salt intake. I just went out to dinner the other night, and I don't go out very often. In this particular neighborhood, there used to be a Mediterranean restaurant that they make a lot of the local garlic and tahini sauces that are really good. And if you like garlic, their garlic sauce is incredible. They put a ton of garlic in this stuff. Karam's, I think, is the name of it. It's a local to Seattle company. They used to have a restaurant as well, and apparently the restaurant closed down. The one thing that I remembered about this restaurant is the guy, it was mostly one guy and his wife, I think, who ran the restaurant, and he had this t-shirt that said, "There's no such thing as too much garlic or sex." I think for some people there probably is such a thing as too much of either of those things. But that shirt always amused me. Okay, so while I was waiting, apparently it can take forever, like a couple of hours, to dry out the garlic so that it is crumbly in your hand. And just for kicks, I looked for jokes. Have you heard of a garlic diet? You don't lose much weight, but from a distance your friends think you look thinner. Okay, I'll give up telling some jokes and we'll come back when the garlic is closer to being dry.